Hey guys, this is Glock Guru here. I normally don't do YouTube videos. I just enjoy watching everybody else's. But we got a new Sig Equinox here that we had some issues with, and I think that I found out what the problem is, and just wanted to share it with others in case they had anything similar. This is the P238, the Equinox version of the little Sig 380. Go ahead and do a safety check. You see that there's no magazine. Yeah, and see there that there is no round in the chamber. This gun originally came with some wooden grips here on the side. They're very good looking wooden grips. They just don't feel that great. I'm not the owner of the gun, but the guy that owns it decided that he wanted to go with these Hogue mono grips, and they do feel fantastic. There's a nice palm swell and everything involved. We put these things on and went to the range and tried to put about 100 rounds through this thing, and had problem after problem as far as trigger reset went. It just wasn't making any sense, so we felt sure that the problem had to be in the grip since it didn't do it with the wooden grip. We came back and kind of took the gun apart and cleaned everything up again and put it back together, trying to figure out what's going on. And this is kind of what we found. Right now, without really putting any pressure on the grip from either side, the hammer falls when the trigger's pulled, no problem. As I slide this hammer back, or take the slide back, if you'll notice the shiny piece of metal that you see right there between the grip and the slide itself, that's the disconnector. As this slide moves back, it's going to push that disconnector down. It rides inside a channel right there on the frame, and it moves up and down as the slide travels back, and when it comes back forward, it lets it go back up. So if the gun had a live round in the chamber and we were to pull the trigger, the hammer would fall, the slide would move back, and you see that disconnect move down, move all the way to the rear. As it comes back forward, it lets that disconnector move back up, and when you release the trigger, you'll be able to hear the reset, and the gun's now ready to fire again. No worries. The whole reason behind this disconnector is there's a trigger bar that comes off the back of this trigger that moves back through here so far, and there is an ejector there as well that comes up and into the slide itself. So when the round is fired and you've got that trigger pulled all the way to the rear, this slide moves back. That disconnector pushes the trigger bar down and out of the way, basically, and it allows that ejector to go back forward, and it retains the hammer in the rearward position. And then when you release that trigger for the reset, the disconnect's moved back up. It allows the trigger bar to move back forward and pop back up in front of the ejector, and it's ready to go again. It's basically reset. So when you pull the trigger, hammer falls, you're good to go. What we noticed is if I put any pressure on this side of the grip, first round everything's fine, travels to the back, but if you'll notice, this disconnect right here never moved back up, and we try to pull the trigger, nothing happens. The trigger cannot reset. I release the pressure on the grip, you can hear and see the disconnector pop back up, and now the hammer falls just fine. Even if I try it way down on the grip, this is halfway down, the disconnector never came back up. Pull the trigger, nothing happens. I relieved the pressure and I wiggled the gun enough that the disconnect was finally able to come back up on its own, and now they're going to fire. Once again, nothing. Relieve pressure here, pulse back up, it's able to fire. Now, I'm left-handed, so I never had this issue. I don't know if it's just I'm gripping the gun and I've got more of an even grip at the bottom. I don't know. My brother's right-handed, and it was a constant problem with him. He tried to keep his thumb on top of the safety, but it's a pretty small gun, and that safety can be pretty abrasive right there on the side of that thumb. So occasionally it would work its way down, and in this position right here, That's what you get all day long, till you actually relieve the pressure with the thumb, and then the hammer will fall. So we contacted Sig about the problem, and of course the first thing they asked was, did you get the grip from us? And we didn't. It came from Midway or Brownells, something like that. It's a Hogue grip, the mono grip, and they said that if we sent the gun back to them, the first thing they would do is remove this grip, put the factory grip back on, test fire the gun. If everything test fired fine, then they would send it back to us. We then asked them, well, do you offer a rubberized grip for this particular model of gun? And they said they absolutely did. They offered a rubber mono grip with the finger grooves, and we said, well, who makes that grip? And we were informed that Hogue makes the grip. So it sounds like the Sig factory grip and this Hogue grip are probably made in the same exact factory. One of them is stamped with Hogue and the other one is stamped with Sig. It's a little bit irritating, but I can see where they're coming from. So we contacted we contacted Hogue, and Hogue was very understanding and appreciated us contacting them with a problem. They wanted us to make this video, and they actually wanted us to post this video on YouTube so that they could check it out themselves. They're in the process of sending us another Hogue grip to try out. They said it's always possible that there could be some molding or something on the back side of this grip that's not quite right. I've had the grip on and off. I can't notice anything wrong with it personally, but that doesn't mean there couldn't be a minute problem there. So we're going to swap the grips out when that shows up to see what kind of difference that makes. Personally, I've had the thing apart, and it almost looks to me like the bottom of the disconnector here, the groove that it rides inside on the side of the frame itself. If you lay the gun sideways, of course, and try to eyeball it as good as you can, that's as good as it gets with gunsmithing with me. It looks like the bottom of the disconnector is actually maybe bent out a little bit this way, which would be causing it to hang up on the grip. So I don't know. Regardless, we're gonna get it fixed one way or the other, and just wanted to make you guys aware of the problem. If you run across anything like this and you've swapped out one of these Hogue grips, and there could be an issue. According to the people at Hogue, they have not seen or heard of this happening before. It's a new thing for them, and they want to get to the bottom of it. So we'll find out one way or the other. Thank you all.